music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 3, episode 8, Tonight's Lipstick. It is... I do love it. I haven't worn it in a while. It was sitting in my dining room in my nail polish file bin. I don't know how I even got in there. But it is called Echo. I'm sorry, it's like 2:30 and I'm almost delirious. So y'all know how I get when I'm delirious. Anywho, Real Housewives of Potomac season 3 episode 8. This was a good episode. It was. Okay, I can't, honey, that ending, so baby. So the beginning starts off, they are still in having the conversation with Karen, admitting that Ray asked her for a divorce at one point in time. And now she like, well, yeah, he did ask me for a divorce. And then like, was it recently? She's like, oh no, it was a while ago. It was many, many moons ago. But I said a moon come every day. So many, many moons could be 30 days ago. You know what I'm saying? That's 30. That's many. 5 can be many. 8 can be many. But when someone says many, many moons ago and a moon come every day, honey, that can be 2 days ago. Hell, it could be, look, it don't mean it was years and years ago. Who knows? Because she said in one part, she said it was a while ago. But then she says, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it wasn't that. She was confusing herself. And I think she was trying to confuse the world. You know, she says that how he asked her for one because she says, basically, I was in these streets trying to do me and be popping or whatever. And, you know, I still want to be Karen Huger, but I want to be thotting and bopping in these streets. Thotting and bopping all up and down these streets. And he didn't like that, you know what I'm saying? He was lonely, and we end up having to work through that. But I think everybody know marriages have peaks and valleys. It's up and down. It's around and around. You know, it's all kind of things happen. They've been married since their younger years, so I'm pretty sure they've been through things. However, I don't think Ray asked her for a divorce a long time ago. I think Ray asked for a divorce since she been on the show. Okay, let's say that. So, at one point when Robin said, how did they get on this part? No, they were saying like she was saying he asked for a while ago, and they kind of don't believe her. And then from there, she was like, you know, we were going through some stuff, and they said, was that the reason you kind of went off on Robin? Because, you know, you're going through some things? And she's like, yeah, because I don't know why she think I'm no, because I have a degree. Karen then said, yeah, I could have had one too, but I rejected it. They said, how did you reject a degree? She said, well, my parents offered me one, and I said no because I was an entrepreneur. And I said, well, did they offer you to go to college? Because people go to college, sometimes don't get a degree. So it wasn't as if someone said, here's the degree, take it, and you said no. Like, it ain't like you did the work to get a degree, and then somebody said, okay, here's your finished work, and you said, nah, you know what? I don't want that. They just said, you want to go to college, and you said no. Girl, bye. So, but I'm like, when was she an entrepreneur, honey? They're gonna crack a joke. So, well, she did say she worked at Taco Bell. Honey, that's not an entrepreneur. Anyway, you know, she was then start going to her whole thing about how she wants to start a fragrance line, and she wants the ladies to kind of be involved on the ground floor. And they're like, well, what stage is it in? She's like, well, you know, it's in the development stage. And they like, so like, you know, like what's going on? Basically, honey, she has an idea. And my thing is, I don't think you should ever include people once it's just an idea. Like, you have to execute something and then present it to people. Like, when I had my channel, I didn't say, hey, I'm doing YouTube one day. No, I created my channel, recorded a couple of videos, and then said, hey, because you just don't want people to come in like, oh, it ain't shit here. Like, it's just an empty channel. Ain't no videos, ain't no hello. You can't have people come in on the ground floor of your fragrance line if you don't have a name for it, a scent for it. Hell, a bottle display. I don't know, just something. But, you know, Karen do things different ways. So, congratulations to her and her discovering fragrance with this fake ass fragrance. From there we then see her and Karen. We see Karen and Gizelle talking behind closed doors. Now, for the most part, Karen was whispering for some stuff, but we did hear her say, like, he did ask me for a divorce. It was at a point where you knew me. And then she mumbled some stuff, and she said, I feel like he maybe asked me to do it to protect me. So I said, that means it was something recent, as in he asked me for a divorce to protect me about this tax fraud stuff. So again, many moons ago don't mean it was 10, 15 years ago. Many moons ago can be last year. That's 365 moons ago. That is many. So it is what it is. At that point in time, we see the whole thing. Honey, when Karan, when it was Ashley dressed up as Karen, bitch, I gagged. I said that was an ugly wig. I can't wear them ugly wigs. She did sound like Karen. It was so funny. And I love when they do episodes when everybody getting along, everyone's laughing and joking. It's funny, because it brings the tension down. It brings the arguing down. Ain't nobody like, oh my God, they always beefing. It was funny and fun to see. It was enjoyable to see them all laughing and joking or whatever about it. It was really, really cool. Honey, it went from that to a full-fledged situation. So we see 3 conversations happen at the same time. We see Candice talking to her husband, Chris, and she said how she was surprised that Ashley and some of the other ladies were insinuating that Monique had a drinking problem of some sort, or that she was drinking and driving during her accident. She says, I do think it could have been her because she was tired, because she has a lot on her plate. I feel like Candice, for the most part, sometimes is, I don't know if she's like simple-minded to where she kind of listens to whatever. She's like, oh, okay, it can be whatever. I just sometimes get not childish, I'm not gonna say childish, young vibes. Like, she's 30, but she's like 25, 30. You know what I'm saying? She's got some growing to do, to where she really believes, oh, it can be as innocent as everyone makes it to be, and that ain't reality. So we also see Ashley. Now she's talking to Michael, and she's also bringing up how on the trip she drank a whole bottle of wine on the trip there, a whole bottle of wine like that evening in the jacuzzi or whatever. And at one point she was in the bushes puking, so it's a lot going on. And even Michael was saying, well, what's her limit if she's up in the bushes throwing up? I said, well, hell, she was last episode her limit is 5 glasses, so I guess she had 5 because she was puking. So she also says, well, it could be that she's just overwhelmed with her kids and stuff she has going on, and she's using wine to help her cope with her stress. A lot of people do that. Some people don't drink alcohol, some people don't do drugs. You just have a glass of wine, and sometimes one glass can turn into one whole bottle. I don't do that because I have to go to work every day, so I can't be shit-faced with wine every day. It is what it is. At this point, we also see Monique talking to her husband Chris, and I can't believe they was being fake and talking about me. I can't believe they try to make it out as if I have a drinking problem. You know what I'm saying? How I feel like Addie is low down and she has nothing to lose. But I do charity work, and a room like that can ruin my reputation. And I feel like Monique is protesting too much. I feel like Monique is talking from a point of as if she didn't have any drinks. And it's one thing to say, why they making it seem as if I was drinking and driving? You were. Like, she keeps saying it as if she had no drinks. You did have at least 2.5 drinks for one, and you did crash your car for 2. And what I liked is that, well, I'm saying later, but I can say now, what I like is that Athy brought up, even if you are tired, you should not drink, because when you're tired and you drink, it makes you more tired. It doesn't give you more energy. So the reason that you probably crashed was because you were tired and you had been drinking. Bottom line, I don't get how Monique doesn't get that. What Monique should have said was, I was very tired, and maybe the wine, the drinks I had made me more tired than I knew I was. But to act as if I didn't drink at all, I don't have a drinking problem, I wasn't drunk. You still had drinks, and after you had drinks, you ended up crashing your car. So if the police had been called, if you would have filed an insurance claim, it would have been a thing of, hey, she was driving and she had some drinks. And I do think that's honestly what happened. So, When she said like, well, I don't have, she said how Ashley doesn't have anything to lose, but I'm like, she has a whole restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Ashley, for the most part, she at least runs that restaurant. I'm like, Ashley has more to lose than you, simply because she has a business. Like, you do have a family too. Like, you have your husband, your kids. Like, at that point, I ain't talking about that. For her to say, I'm on a charity event. Girl, you're not even on the PTA for your kids because your kids too young. But you don't really have anything that's yours that you can lose. You doing all this volunteering work, you doing all this other charity work. None of that is yours. Like, you don't own any of the charities that you're doing. It's all for something or someone else at this point in time. So my thing is, you might lose a reputation of being a fully responsible person. And not even that. People have had drinks and then drove and it not been a big issue. However, the amount of time you're speaking about denying it, it makes you look more guilty. It really, really does. And just because you did have those drinks and you got even more sleep and you end up crashing your car, it doesn't mean you're an alcoholic. But what it does mean is, if you tired and you overwhelmed, you shouldn't be drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying? At all. So it is what it is. I think, you just stop drinking all the time like that. Anywho, we see the little thing with Gizelle talking to, I think it was Robin. Why did she have that hat on? I'm like, Gizelle, you're in the house. I think it's very weird when anyone is in the house with a hat on. Ain't no need for no hat. But, she was talking to her about how she has not talked to Sherman about 29 hours. How, she think that's just very weird. How they used to talk every day, all day. And he ain't called me since I talked to him. And I sent him a story that was on and like People about us. Like, it was a nice little story. So I sent it to him. But I feel like it may have scared him because he's such a private person. And maybe he thought it was like too much. But I'm like, but she said, like, we've been dating for a year. And I'm like, yeah, y'all been dating for a while. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first article written about y'all. As she said, it was supposedly positive. And I feel like this, if you are a private person, you can't date someone in the reality world and assume no one will talk about me because I ain't private. They're going to talk about you. Like, they really are. You don't have to feed into it, but you should not let it make you feel weird. Like, it shouldn't be like, I don't want to date this person anymore because people like talk about us. Just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You just have to sometimes ignore that bullshit and let it be what it's gonna be. So we see that whole thing. We see Karen. Now, Karen went to go see that boy Matt, and I said, what does Matt do? Because she went to Matt's office, and I'm like, a regular assistant don't handle damn office. And every time has like shown him or whatever, she's shown him as an assistant. I'm like, what the fuck does he really do? Because he can't be an assistant with an office. So she brings up how she wants to do this whole fragrance line. She says how when she was younger and where she grew up, there were not a lot of like fragrance stores or like malls or whatever. She grew up down south. Was it down south? Was it somewhere else? I don't know. It was somewhere in the country. Because it was a country. So she said, so when she was younger, her grandmother would put on like fragranted, I don't even know if fragranted is a word, I think I might have made it up, lotion, like Jergens. They had like a very good smell to it. Like, and she would just sit there and like lotion her body, and that was her way of making herself feel good because she didn't have any perfume. So she said she wants to start a perfume line. I'm like, oh, girl, okay. So she brings up how Matt says, I don't know anything about the beauty business. I said, well, bitch, why you go to him? She then said, well, Matt's background is in PR and marketing. And I'm like, the weird part about it is, I'm like, if a person's background is in PR and marketing, I wonder, why did he say he did not know anything about the fragrance business? I'm like, because you should be able to market anything. And my thing is, I wouldn't want to go to a person who can't market and do PR for me for a fragrance or a lipstick or a perfume or, or a makeup or whatever. I would want someone who does have their foot in that pond, let's just say that. So, I'm like, well, if he don't know how to do that and he's supposed to only do promotions and marketing, then why was he the man bring your goddamn pencils and paper to that damn press conference? Like, what does that man really do, honey? So I'm like, but I can already tell it's gonna be a mess, simply because Karen don't seem too even sure about what she wants to do. And I know damn well Matt looked confused. So, honey, we're gonna see what it's gonna be. Candice, Lord Jesus, Candice and her mama is looking at wedding venues. Okay, they at a little hotel. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love the chandeliers, the tables. I like the round tables. Well, I like the square tables. It's a whole thing. You know, her mama has a lot of opinions, whereas her mama likes the round tables and Candice does not. I also prefer round tables because square tables, it is kind of weird sometimes because it's like, oh, okay, well, they on that corner, they on that corner. When it's a circle, sometimes it is kind of easier for everyone to just have a conversation. And that's the weirdest thing about it. I honestly think that too. And I do think round tables look better because sometimes your square table, you be like bumping into stuff. You be it's a corner. I don't get time for that. Just give me something round, okay? Give me something round. Anywho, so she's bringing up how she's gonna have like 300 guests, and the room they were in. Well, I think this would be too small. You know, I don't want anyone to be crammed. All these conversations. So the planner come in, and she's like, okay, it's like, what else are you thinking about? Well, I want a flower wall. I want 2 dresses. I want tons and tons of flowers everywhere. All these things, and the planner said, you know, the basics for being here is $100,000. That's just the basics. She was like, so if you're trying to add all the other stuff, that's gonna be like, it's gonna be like double your budget. And she's like, so you'll already be at double. And she was like, oh, but we have to have it just be nice and classy or whatever. And she said, you talking about all these decorations and flowers and this stuff. Excuse me. She said, you have to feed 300 people. Like, how you gonna feed them if your budget goes to flowers? I said, now she's a good planner. She was logical, saying, I get what you want, but you are gonna have to make exceptions because you have to be able to afford to feed people. And your whole, you know, list don't even include food. Girl, bye. So, you know, at this point in time, the planner leaves out and she's like, I'm gonna give y'all time to talk or whatever. The location they were at, the hotel did look nice, but it was like just a big empty room or whatever. So the mom was like, look, you gonna have to ask your daddy for some money. You know, I'm gonna put in my half, but you gonna have to go to him, you know, for if you need more. So she then says, my mother's putting up about $100,000. My dad's putting up about $20,000. I said, bitch, your parents is giving you $120,000 for a wedding, and you trying to spend more than $100 and if you can't plan a bomb ass wedding for $120,000 free ass dollars, $120 free dollars. Them ain't your dollars. Them they dollars. Them ain't, girl. If you can't do that, you don't need to get married. This is my thing. Candice. I was like, girl, and then your daddy only put up 20 grand. Your mama put up a whole 100 grand. Candice gonna say, I don't want to have to call my daddy to get more money because it's gonna just make it weird. And I'm like, but your daddy, he not even putting up half of what your mama putting up at all. I only mean that if he can afford, like if he can't afford more, I completely get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he should go bankrupt trying to, you know, give her an additional 50, but I'm like, if he can afford more, but you just don't want to ask him for more, you stupid. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Now at this point in time, I feel like your mama putting up 100 grand. I mean, at that point in time, it's down to her wedding. Okay? Yes, 100 grand. Cause then she gonna say my mom was paying for like most of it. No, bitch, she's paying for all. She's paying for all of it. Your daddy paying the taxes, girl. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, that is a lot of 120. And I know in a lavish wedding, that is not a lot. But I'm like, if it ain't your money and that's what they gave you, you go within that budget. And even with 120 grand, that can be a nice ass ceremony for a girl. Bye, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Her mama can have some say so. If your mama wants some round tables, okay, mine, fine. Because you get round tables, I get dresses, okay, boom. You got to give and take. You can't have them get, you know how your mama is. You can't have her give you or pay 100 grand towards your wedding and then not want her to have any input. Like, she gonna have some input. You need to pick and choose. Like, it shouldn't matter if the tables are round or square. If you want 2 dresses, it should not matter if she wants the lights a little bit dim if you getting a goddamn flower wall and that pick and choose. I was like, oh Lord Jesus. So at this point in time, her mom and her is talking. Okay, she's having a little conversation. Her mom was giving her what I would say is womanly, worldly advice that some people don't want to hear before a wedding. You know what I'm saying? And I get that sometimes they don't want to hear that. You know, her mom brings up how her dad was not around because he was out chasing women. I'm like, no, that ain't the right time to talk about it. But sometimes you have to have adult conversations with your children to prepare them for real freaking life. So, you know, she said to her, you know, you have to understand that at times real life is going to come and hit you, and you need to be prepared. And at this point in time, Candice is like, you know what I'm saying, you're scaring me. I don't want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're putting your life and your marriage experiences on me, and you know what I'm saying, let me believe that my marriage will last. I don't think her mama was per se trying to tell her that her marriage would not last. I think her mama was wording it the wrong way, but was trying to say, you are so gung-ho in this, oh my God, it's going to be so perfect, as if nothing will go wrong. And in life, you get slapped in the face because things go wrong. Now, I do think her mama could have had a conversation at a different time. She did not have to have it, you know what I'm saying, it was the wrong time to have a conversation. But I still think what her mom was trying to say to her was valid mother-daughter conversations, that I don't see anything wrong with a mom who's saying, I thought me and your dad would be together forever, but he was out here chasing these hoes and we ended up getting divorced, and you know what I'm saying, I just need you to be prepared for real life. It might not be your husband out there chasing hoes. It could be something as simple as you pissed off because he keep leaving goddamn toothpaste cap off toothpaste and y'all keep fussing and fighting. Real life's gonna happen, but I do think her mom could have picked a better time to have that conversation. So at that particular time, you know, she was kind of bringing up her daddy issues or whatever. And Candice, you can kind of tell Candice is a daddy's girl in one way or the other, because she was very dismissive of her mom about the conversation. You know, she does bring up, you know what I'm saying, this isn't the time for you to bring up that he left you 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He didn't leave me. He was around. He still tried to be in my life. I don't need to hear this. And I think parents should not include the kids in what went wrong in a marriage or whatever. But I do feel like once your child is 30, if your child is 30 and you're saying, well, your daddy, you know, your daddy did A, B, and C, D, E, F, G. I don't think that's a big. You're adults at this point in time, and you know what I'm saying. Sometimes a parent just wants to vent, but if you already have a relationship with that other parent, let them vent and let it go in one ear and out the other. The mom, cause Candice gets up and walks away, like she's just too emotional, whatever. The mom then says like she does it all the time. You know what I'm saying? She kind of takes a side and gets upset with me. So we kind of see her mama dynamic is different and extra or whatever, but it is what it is. So we see, you know, Ashley is at her mom's house that she has to move out of at this point in time. And she's moving out because she would not get rid of that deadbeat boyfriend. So they rented her mom that house, and it's been like a year, and so she has to move out now because that man's still there. And they in the house talking, and her mom's like, you know, she's been overwhelmed, that she can't it's just so much going on, and she's trying to focus on like who she is and what she wants out of life, what she wants to do. And she's like, you know, this is just so much, you know what I'm saying, it's just crazy. And then she goes into, you know, I feel like it's kind of crazy because Michael won't talk to me sometimes. He won't return my phone calls. I think that's crazy, you know what I'm saying, why would he not talk to me? And she's like, it just makes me mad. So Ashley like, well, he doesn't want to talk because the situation itself is crazy. Like, there were rules made, you broke the rules, so at this point in time he does not want to talk to you, and I can't make him talk to you or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I can't do that. And you know, the mom she said, well, he does not want to pay for a lazy adult man. He does not want to pay for that, and I can't make him do that. Honey, the mom was upset, yelling and cussing the fuss. Well, not yelling and cussing the fuss, but she's very upset. She's just yelling or whatever, and saying, you know, I try to change. You know, change does not happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It takes some time. You know what I'm saying? So what do you need me to tell you for you to go back and report to Michael. I said, first of all, Mama Karen Mama, not Karen Mama. First of all, I asked you, Mama, you can't say it takes time to change. You had a year. You had a full year to change and you did not do shit. So you can't say they wanted you to change overnight. No, they want you to change over 365 nights. You had 365 nights to change and you did not do anything. You stayed in that house. Y'all didn't save no money. And you had someone else paying bills for you and giving you money on the side. And then when she asked her mom, where is you going to stay? Her mom said a hotel. Bitch, what? You don't have no money saved to get a house? What the? You had someone paying your bills for a year. How do you not have any money saved to where you can go anywhere else besides the goddamn hotel? Girl, the fuck bye. Ashley like, look, that's my husband. He ain't some random man, you know what I'm saying? It's his money. I can't make him spend it on you. She even admitted, I don't make enough to take care of myself if I was single. So I can't dictate his money. I said, now that's a big thing to say. To say, I can't take care of you because I can barely afford to take care of me without his money. So you can't tell me to not listen to him when it's his money. I said, girl, it was a full-fledged mess to where the mom is overwhelmed, Ash is overwhelmed, but the mom don't get that she dug herself in this hole because mama lady, she said, it ain't like I'm on crack. It ain't like I'm out here on drugs. You not, but you let a deadbeat ass dude live in a house with you, and the only rule is he can't be here if he ain't chipping in. And my thing is, his ass ain't chipped in a year. So both of y'all deserve to get the fuck out. So it was a whole full-fledged mess. But the mama got to move out anyway, so it is what it is. So, okay, we have Karen's little scent event, as I called it. You know, all the ladies came. I have to admit, out of all the ladies, Candice looked the best. I love with her outfit and her hair. I still hate her wigs. So, Candice had on this bad white pantsuit with a cape, bitch. Now, she had a couple nip slips, okay? They had a little blur, her little nipple or whatever. But she looked really, really good. I liked hers the most. I like Gizelle's coat, the red coat, but Candice was dressed the best. I just need her, if she gets on season 2, I need them to get her a better wig person, a new hair person, because then wigs, if that's her hair, girl, you ain't gonna sell no hair. Her hair always looks bad. Her hair always looks like it's 100 degrees outside. It looks like it's very humid and no. You have to have a hair weave that looks good even in warm temperatures, because if not, your hair looks cheap. But y'all feel look bad. Okay, you look great. So all the ladies are there. You know, Monique is saying how she is on a detox from negativity. So she is refraining from talking a lot to anybody back then. She's sitting next to Sharice. But the ladies all get there. They all have, get their wine and whatever. It was cool. They were sniffing different fragrances to give Karen ideas and stuff. And it was not just the ladies. This wasn't Karen, Gizelle, Robin, Monique, Ashley, Sharice. I thought I'm missing one. I don't know. It wasn't just. It was also Karen's. A couple other of Karen's friends too. So, after they do all of that, they smell the different scents or whatever. We see Ashley and Candice go to the bathroom, and then Gizelle says, "Are you okay, Monique? Because you're like really, really quiet." Yeah, I'm just kind of taking a break from whatever. I just, what's that? She then said, "I don't have an issue with you two. My issue is kind of with." Asking, I'll talk to her about it or whatever. They're like, well, what's the issue? Because at the resort or whatever, it was all fine. Like, what happened in between then? Well, I have an issue with what she said. What it was. She's like, she then says how she wasn't drunk. She said she was drunk at the resort because she was carefree, husband free, and she was letting loose, as you are well in the right to do. She then says that she wasn't throwing up because she was drunk. She then says she was throwing up because she smoked cigars, which is weird because she always smokes cigars. So why is it all of a sudden you girl? She keeps making excuses for stuff. Like I was really tired and I wasn't drunk, but I had some drinks. Well, I wasn't sick throwing up from the liquor. I was sick throwing up from the cigars that I always smoke. Anywho, at this point in time, Gizelle, Candice, she told Candice to, speak about what happened when it happened, and she not taking her own words. So, we have to bring it up. So when Ashley comes back to the table, sure enough, they like, okay, you know what I'm saying, Monique is mad at you. And she's like, what did I do? What happened? Monique goes into, you know what I'm saying, and Monique was big mad. She was big mad. She was big angry because she was kind of hostile from the start. She says how, you know what I'm saying, I think y'all are fake friends. She called them fake bottom behind tricks. I said, no, fake bottom behind tricks. Okay, girl, if you say so. She said, you went behind my back, Ashley. You said I was drinking and driving. I have more to lose than a little allowance. I mean, Ashley was like, what? What? Even Gizelle and Robin said, what is allowance? What they got to do with what's going on? So it was a thing of where Monique was just throwing insults out. And again, they like, but you was fine at the resort. Like we supposedly hashed it all out and you were fine. So why are you now mad again? You doing the exact same thing that you told Candice not to do. So at this point in time, Ashley made a valid point. She said, look, I wasn't the one who brought up the fact that you were drinking. You brought it up. You brought it up first, and then I said that I felt like you did not have 2, you had 4. So she brings up that Monique brought it up and made it an issue, and even how I tried to cover for you because I said she has a lot going on and she probably really was tired. She said, but she also had drinks. Honey, Ashley said, well, you were drunk too. And she said, I was drunk, but I didn't crash my car. I said, bitch, it's true. Now, on Watch What Happened Live, Ashley did say, I was drunk. I did have too many drinks. She's like, I should not have drunk. She's like, even after we left out, I had to sit in my car for 30 minutes, kind of sober up, because I should not have drove that day, but I did, and I should not have. So she said that's how she knew that Ashley was drunk too, because they both had been drinking. She's like, and so it's weird because Monique was saying, well, yeah, because I can't help it. She a lightweight. Y'all both weigh $105. Y'all both are itty bitty women, so you can't act as if her body can take less liquor than you. No, girl, it was just stupid. At that point, you know what I'm saying, she getting more and more upset about it. I think she got pissed off when Ashley said, yeah, I was drunk too, but I didn't crash my car. I think that made her a little bit more mad. At this point, it's a full-on yelling match. Screaming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think it was more of Monique being the aggressor. Honestly, I do. I think Gizelle, Robin, and Ashley, and even Candice was like, because she was just extra. And at one point, we did see Candice say, well, maybe her BMI. And they're like, girl, you're not going to start adding. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, it is what it is. So we then see the white lady who was making the fragrances tell Matt, take control, Matt, fix it. And Matt was like, who, me? Bitch, no, not tonight. He kind of stood there around, was like, you see Ken like, okay, stop it. They not stopping. For a minute they did stop, but they got right back going again. And she then said, security, can you just tell them it's time to go? Because at that, it was crazy. It was full-fledged crazy. So they make all the women leave. Okay, they leave out. Now they outside. Honey, they outside. Monique is still upset. She's still yelling at Ashley. You can ruin me by spreading this lie. You can ruin me. Da, 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 da. She's like, I never said the accident was caused by the drinking. I just said that you had also had some alcoholic drinks, and that could have contributed to you also being tired. It could increase. She says alcohol increases doziness of the drinks that she had did not help her, that she was tired. And I'm like, that's honestly true. Everybody thought the same thing. So at this point in time, Robin is laughing because it was comical. It really, really was. And it's like, well, you drank a whole bottle of wine. No, she said, Robin, you said I drank a whole bottle of wine as if it was in 20 minutes. And Robin like, so now you mad at me too? But then there you go person to person, like, what's going on? So Robin is not taking it. Robin like, she just being extra. I'm not gonna take her. Girl, bye. It's whatever. I would have been the same way. You ranting and raving about something that, as Robin said, we already talked about it. We had a whole conversation and the little thing, and it was. I'm not finna hash out. I'm not gonna do it. You little green-eyed bandit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all over there like Pinky in the Brain. And Robin like, girl, that's old news. We ain't finna talk about that. And at that point, Robin, I guess, got fed up. It's like, girl, shut up. You shut up. Come stay out of my face. I said, oh, Lord, here we go. So Robin, with her hands to her side, she had a purse in her hand. She wasn't, I think Robin was like, she being extra, and it's funny. And Robin was mocking her a little bit because it was comical. And when she said, stay out of my face, Robin walked over. She was like, "What? Whatever." And she said, "Get out my face before I choke you out with this umbrella, because it will go down." I said, "Now hold up, now, hold up, now. You don't want them saying that you was drinking and driving, because that would ruin your reputation. But you don't think being on national television yelling at a woman saying, 'I will choke you with this umbrella, don't try me, it'll go down.'" I mean, that to me looks right. You off all the PTAs coming in the future. You off all the charity. Girl, they don't have you for nothing. Because my thing is, it's one thing to have a drink or two and you drive. Ain't that okay? It is what it is. It's something completely different to be on national television threatening to choke a bitch out with an umbrella. Girl, really? And my thing is, it wasn't even as serious. It was funny because Robin was like, "What is wrong with her?" And Robin was kind of laughing about it. And Monique was getting more and more upset. Monique was probably drunk. Anywho, that's how I went off. Put your comments below, people. Let me know how you thought about this. I am Jay Lee, and this is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace. I'm tired.